the middle or end of the dive. Some of the other structures.
That's cool.
Got all those yellowfin surgeonfish swimming around.
Whoa, that one's totally cool.
Jackson, look. There's the biggest. There's the biggest in the
That's the
bottom.
most biggest one ever.
Also, keep an eye out for puffer fish down there too. Kind of a strangely shaped one. Looks like a turkey leg swimming around under the water.
I want to see
Those are really cute. They've got some really big eyes, kind of a cute face.
Oh, another one.
Atlantis.
I want to see eel. What does that say?
Atlantis. Submarine. Okay, they
Also,
spend
sometimes you'll
millions
see
in
some of those
here.
really small
They spend
butterfly
millions in
fish that
here.
are all yellow. They're like completely solid yellow, no other color on them. Those are called yellow tang. You
There's
can
a
see
yellow
we're starting to
fish.
turn a little bit to starboard. We're peeling off from the end of these structures. We're gonna head a little bit further offshore.
I want to see sea. Hey, there's a fish.
The next spot we're heading to, we actually have 2 airplanes sitting on the bottom. We're gonna go take a look at those.
Yeah.
It's also gonna be the deepest part of the dive. You can see we're already at 90 feet.
There's going to be a crash
Should be breaking
airplane.
100 feet pretty soon.
You'll be quiet. Because they crash.
You want to see the crash airplane here?
Of the submarine.
Let's
And
go.
again, like everything else down here, they were put down here on purpose. They didn't crash.
Jackson,
They
did you
got
see
hurt or
those?
anything like that.
They're in the parade.
The company that they used to fly for was going out of business, so they were trying to sell their airplanes. We just bought 2 of them and then put them down here on the bottom. The first one will be over on the starboard side, and then after we pass that one, there's going to be another one that comes to go on the port side. There's that first one, starboard side. You can see that coming into view.
How deep is this?
Got some bigger ulua hanging out underneath the wing.
100 feet? Damn.
Oh my lord! Oh my goodness! Oh, that is an airplane. That is totally. I don't see any. Right over there.
That right there, Jackson. Oh my
Yeah, look at that depth gauge. You can see down there,
Jackson,
107
show it at the
feet.
very
We're
bottom.
basically on the bottom right now. Obviously, you can't go too much further down.
100 feet.
That is totally an airplane.
107.
Oh my god! Now we're already. I'm about
That's
to
an airplane.
out.
Also got a bunch of those kind of skinny yellow fish swimming around down here. They've got tiny blue stripes, look carefully. Those are called ta'ape, or blue striped snappers. Those are actually a little bit non-native and invasive species that are quite hardly supposed to be here. They originally come from...
I never seen it.
There's a big fish right there, Jackson.
So then once we finish crashing that first airplane, everyone on the port side, you guys will have that second one in view pretty soon. There's a little piece of the engine over here that you see first. We put these down here in 1991, and they were actually fully intact when we first placed them on the bottom. So the reason they look like this is because 1 year later, Hawaii got hit by Hurricane Iniki. It was actually one of the strongest hurricanes ever hit Hawaiian Islands. And it ripped these airplanes up off the bottom. They were actually mounted on pilings, and it was at about like maybe 30, 40 feet. You can see they're down at like 100 feet now. So they got ripped up off the bottom and rolled around underwater, which is why they look so damaged like this. It was all from that one hurricane.
How are you gonna go home? Jackson, there's a lot of fish.
Oh my! Oh my!
Oh my, Jackson, that's a lot of
The heck?
You guys look carefully. Sometimes you can see fish swimming around upside down underneath the wings. I think sometimes they're down here, they get confused. They can't tell what's the bottom and what's the wings.
I know. Why the wings look like that?
And then after we finish passing the second airplane, you're going to see we'll start to lift up off the bottom a little bit. We got to get a little bit higher in the water column because that's where our next reef is, a little bit higher up, not as close to the bottom. So you'll feel the front of the submarine start to lift up a little bit as we start to kind of drive up.
Oh, look at that!
Also got a bunch of seagrass growing out here in all these sandy areas. It's a really popular snack with the sea turtles, so keep your eyes out for those.
What is that? It's a bomb.
Where?
What is that? What is that? That's a bomb. Oh my, wait, what is that? What? Is that? What the heck? I don't even know what that was.
Daddy didn't know. He tricked you.
A bomb like explodes.
Nah. You can
A
put,
a
you can
ball?
put a bomb in here. Kill the fish.
What is it? A guardian?
Ask Ate. Si
Ate,
Ate.
what was that? I don't know. 90? What is so deep right now? I like the airplane guns. And then there's a dead
Imagine Shane. Shane and Frank, they go that serve dive.
All right, we're almost to that next
Then they,
stage.
like,
It's gonna be over here on the starboard
stand
side first. It's a big sunken ship. It's also the largest of our artificial reefs, about 160 feet long. You guys can start to see that coming into view right about now. And again, we'll see it on this side first, and then we're gonna spin around and come back. So on the port side, we'll get a nice view as well. There it is. This is the stern or the back of the boat that you're looking at first. This boat's called the YO-257. YO stands for yard. Well, it was actually an old Navy ship originally. It actually got decommissioned and then was sold to Atlantis so that we could sink it down here on the bottom.
Oh, I see. Oh my. Right here, Jackson.
And then you guys look out on the
Junior,
other
right
side. There's
here.
actually another sunken ship over there. It was a little further away. We'll take a closer look at that one a little bit later on in the dive. So no need to worry that we're too far away. We're actually in between them right now.
That
You
is
can
the
kinda see.
strongest ship in real life. Why it had to be humongous stuff?
Yes. Ask Daddy.
Look, I found a turtle. Turtle. Right there, on the ship.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait. There's a turtle. There's a turtle. There's a turtle. There's another one.
Oh,
There's a turtle. There's a turtle. It's right there. There's a turtle. And there's another turtle. There's a turtle. This is the strongest ship in real life.
This thing turns out that steel is what this boat is made of. It's actually one of the best artificial surfaces for a whole to attach to. You can see there's a bunch going down here on the deck, especially up on top of that catwalk as well. And this is where we see some of the biggest ula generally at the dive site. A lot of times you'll see them swimming around kind of underneath the catwalk area, hiding in the shadows. Can also keep an eye out for unicorn fish down here. Sometimes we'll see those guys. They got that horn on their forehead.
Unicorn fish?
To recognize.
Where?
What is unicorn fish? What the heck?
Why you keep saying what the heck?
Because it's my favorite one.
And here we are coming up towards the bow. If you look up at the top, you can see there's that rope tied on right there. That's a current indicator for the pilot. Makes it really easy to tell the direction and strength of the currents out here, which is super important for them to know. Kind of determines which side of each structure we stay on. Really, most of the time you always want to be on the down current side of any structure that you're looking at. That way you can get nice and close, but it's still safe because the current always pushes you away a little bit.
It's another strongest ship. I missed it. Because now there was one behind us now.
Alright, so we're doing that U-turn. Like I said, port side, you guys will get a nice view of the YO-257-32. Submarine's propelled by 6 different thrusters. There are 2 way in the back. It's called the stern back there, and then 2 more up here in the front. This is called the bow. Those 4 are the ones we use for driving around the dive site. And then we've got the last 2. They're actually towards the middle of the submarine, one on either side. Those are the vertical thrusters. They actually push the submarine down towards the bottom. We maintain positive buoyancy throughout all of our dives. What that means is even if we were to shut off all the systems on the submarine, we would actually just slowly float back up to the surface. So it's a nice little built-in safety measure. You always like to make sure it's easier for us to go up than it is to go down. And for that reason, we'll have to constantly be running those vertical thrusters to actually hold ourselves down here. We've also got water ballast tanks on board the submarine. We can control how much water is in those tanks. And we'll change it kind of every dive because it depends on how many guests we've got on board the submarine. Like I was saying earlier, the submarine seats 64 people max, but I think there's only like 30-something of you guys on board right now, so that's a lot of weight that's missing on the submarine. And so we have to count for that and actually add a lot of water to the tanks. Because if we didn't do that, if we left the tanks empty, we'd be so buoyant that we wouldn't even be able to go underwater at all. Kind of be stuck up on the surface. This submarine is naturally extremely buoyant. Obviously, there's a ton of air in this cabin. Even though it's built out of steel, we have lead weights on the bottom, and we have that water balance. So there's so many things that we need to do to even make it able to get underwater, which is good. You always want it to be harder to go down than it is to go up. So that's definitely intentional. Alright, so we just about finished that U-turn.
Are you gonna find treasure or what?
Me? Yeah.
You think there's gonna be treasure in that sunk
Second ship?
yeah?
Yeah.
Are you even a better swimmer?
No, because I always ran out of breath.
How are you gonna get the treasure then?
I just use the end of pole.
Oh my gosh.
Right here, back at the
Then I just
Y0267.
pull back up.
This time we're going the other direction, so you can see the bow first. We're kind of
Jenner.
going against the current. You can see it slows it down a little bit. That rope is laying all the way down, kind of running against the submarine.
Wow, Jackson, another one.
Yay. Another ship.
That's a bigger one.
Oh, it's getting close to us.
Got tons and tons of fish out here. All those taapes swimming around. Pendant butterfly fish. Got some puffers down here too. Also, you see those little white ones with horns around the edges? Those are called pyramid butterfly fish.
Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at that group, Mommy.
Yeah.
I'll sit down. Wow. Oh, there's a staircase. There's a ladder.
No.
Oh, that's a staircase.
There's a school of fish right there.
What? Schoolfish?
Yeah, they're in a school of fish. They're in a school. They're in a pack.
Schoolfish. I want to eat one. This one.
How many years old is this lover?
We're coming up to the wheelhouse right now. This is where the captain used to sit back in the day when it was actually a boat that sat up on the water as opposed to underwater. If you look up, you can see there's that rope tied on. It's pointing straight up to the surface. That's a mooring line for dive boats that like to tie up here. So it goes up to a mooring ball that's floating around maybe 15 feet under the surface of the water. So if a dive boat wants to come out here and have scuba divers swim down, they actually drive over and they've got one crew person that jumps in the water and swims down so they can tie onto that mooring ball. And then they kind of wait up there while the divers go down and scuba dive down here. It's a really popular dive site for scuba divers as well because the two sunken ships that are down here are so close together that you can visit both of them on one tank of air, so it makes it really popular. Sometimes you even see divers down here, not all the time, because they can't handle the current and
big
it's
fish.
Oh, he's
so
going
they can't
fast.
submarine.
He's so
So
fast. He's
they're
so
mostly
fast.
only down here
Oh,
on
that
the
thing
days
is
that the
different.
wind is really light and the currents are super light as well.
Where is the steering wheel so you can steer the thing, whatever? The ship. Oh, look at, why is there so much the same fishes? Yeah, the white and orange one.
That's because that's their pack.
Pack? Oh.
Yeah, that's dried fish now.
That's called fish.
Huh?
I saw fish that had.
Alright, so we're gonna go look at that other sunken ship next.
Ah.
We're gonna stay in between the two.